Set. Awesome.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Bangers and Mash. I am Hussein.
I'm Matt.
And I'm
And
George. I'm the
Yes.
guest.
Yes, first guest. Oh, we're so excited to have you here,
Dude, it's
George.
an honor, man. I'm a big fan of what you guys do. I'm very
Yeah.
excited to be here.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. We're a big fan of
Thank
you, bro. Like,
Absolutely.
Stop it.
No, hands down, man. Like we were like, first guest has to be someone who is like personable, who everybody gets along with, relates to everybody, and just an all-around awesome person. And you're the first person that came to both of our minds, honestly.
Well, you're gonna make me blush. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
and also like you helped come up with the entire idea for the podcast as well.
Well, I was gonna say, I think your title actually might be slightly culturally appropriation from my hometown. Bangers and Mash. Bangers and Mash is what I used to have for lunch. Do you guys know what bangers and mash actually is?
It's like sausages and mashed potatoes, right?
Okay, good. Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So
we have
good.
Yorkshire pudding, bangers and mash. And we called it
Yeah.
dinner. So when I grew up, I'm going to change my Zoom settings so I can see you guys both at the same time. When I grew up, we called it dinner. Like dinner was a hot lunch. So in England, what would we have? If you said lunch, that meant you were having like sandwiches, and dinner would be hot lunch. And then what you guys called dinner, we would call tea.
Oh.
Your evening meal is like, are you coming over for tea? So it would be like, a 6 p.m. meal or whatever.
Yeah, so if you invited me for tea, I shouldn't expect just tea and biscuits, right? Like I'm expecting a full meal.
No, yeah, I'm giving you a bowl of pasta for sure. Yeah.
Delicious.
Damn.
Oh man.
So
George,
it's like all meals of the day, man.
Yes,
I would
please.
be well fed.
Yes, please. So George, before we really jump in, I want to give you a couple of disclaimers.
Okay.
One is that we don't have a plan. We never have a plan. We kind of just go with the flow. Two, we don't edit. We don't edit anything out or into this video. Whatever happens, and we post it online.
Can I curse?
And that's what it is. Absolutely, you can.
Fuck yeah.
I think we agreed that there was no like limitation because I've been slandering like a bunch of major celebrities on this podcast. So
yeah. I think you just gotta stay. You gotta stay at the level where you're like certain they won't listen. Once you get down to the minor celebrities, then they might actually be like Googling their name and stuff.
When we get famous to saying we have to delete episode 1.
Yeah. Have like a statute of limitations on them. Yeah.
Done. And also, George, so, we're trying to get everybody on here at one point. So at the end of the episode, we're going to ask you who you think might be a good person to have next on our show.
Oh, I already know. Yeah, perfect.
Oh,
cool.
Amazing.
Sick.
Man, I didn't want to spring it on you right at the end.
No, it's good. You were halfway through saying that and the name popped into my head. So we're good to go.
Amazing.
Pie's on site, man.
Awesome. So our goal, I'll chime in here, is to peel back the layers of this delicious ass onion that is you. Really, we just want to get to know you a lot better.
Okay. Delicious.
My goal is just fuck around and have a good time. So I don't know.
Perfect. So I'll listen to Mash.
Yeah. So I was just looking in my notebook earlier, and I don't know if you guys remember in Alana's class, she asked everybody to share a little bit about themselves and what kind of books they like to read in one of the first weeks. And George, you said you like to read philosophy books, crime books, and books about relationships, and you're still in touch with your high school friends. Is all of that still ringing true?
Dude, I didn't know you were taking notes, man. I thought, that's pretty impressive.
Wow.
I took notes on everybody. I never intended to read again.
Did you know this was happening? That one day you'd be doing a podcast on all of these people?
He's just ready.
No, I wrote it down with the intention of building relationships with people based on these notes, and I've not looked at them once until today.
Damn,
he walks up to people, he's like, so George, I hear you like to books of philosophy.
Hussein, if you weren't so nice, that would be like stalker vibes for sure. Like if you weren't smiling when you were saying that, you were like, I remember you like relationships and you are friends with your high school friends. You read philosophy. Sick. Well, good memory. I guess I stand by most of that. Yeah.
Mash, I also took notes on what you said too. If you're interested.
Yeah. What did Mash say?
What did I say? I can't tie my hair properly.
Fish keeping Fish keeping, snails too, martial artist, teaches and competes jujitsu, likes D&D, this paranormal life podcast, and likes horror novels.
Wow, that's like my entire personality you've got in the book.
You've been captured.
Nice.
Yeah.
What kind of horror novels do you read, Nash?
So right now I'm reading, and I can show you guys. I've been making my way through this. It's called The Residence by Andrew Piper, and it's about an American president. His name was Franklin Pierce. And like basically him and his wife, when they lived in the White House, they had just recently lost their son. So that both of them felt like they were being haunted by the ghost of their son, or something worse. Like they had invited a presence into the White House because the wife was into what's it called? Like seances and stuff like that. Like she invited people in who kind of asked whether or not there was a presence in the White House. So it's really good. I think Andrew Piper is a great writer. Yeah, book recommendation right here.
Sick as hell.
Yeah.
Do you ever watch the show? You ever watch the show Nathan for You? Have you guys ever watched that show?
Nathan? No.
Nathan for You. It's so freaking good. So basically he goes to like small businesses and he has like business ideas to kind of help them out to grow their business. And he goes to this realtor and he basically says, I'm going to help you become the first realtor who can guarantee that her homes are ghost free. So he like teams her up with a medium, and this guy like comes around and like tests the houses and like rids them of ghosts. Anyway, in one of the episodes, he's like, oh yeah, like I feel like the presence of a succubus in this house. It's like, it's a ghost that, you know, comes in the middle of the night and it like rapes women. And she's like, oh, that's what happened to me in Switzerland. And then she's like, it's like this, it's real life. It's like a real show. And she's like, a ghost raped me in Switzerland. And then they have this whole thing. It's freaking awesome. It's so hilarious. So I definitely like, I don't know why that book, I mean, I know why that book made me think of it, but I definitely recommend it if you guys want a little.
So it's like a reality show. It's not.
It's like a real show, but he's like, he's a comedian. He's like fucking around, but they don't know he's a comedian. So he has some like pretty wild. Yeah. It turns out she's just like fully in on it. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. Highly recommend. Wow.
So it's not like documentary style.
It kind of is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a comedy show, but it's like it's real people. Like he's the only one who's in on it.
Wow.
Highly recommend it.
Sick. Nathan for You.
That's my succubus related content.
Bro, succubuses are cool though. Like for real.
Yeah. You'd get
minus the fact that they rape people, but
yeah.
It's a cool concept.
The ghost side is cool. Yeah. It was a different time anyway. They're from a different era, maybe, you know. Yeah.
If you're into philosophy books, though, I have a recommendation for you. Have you ever read Ishmael?
I've heard of it. I've never read it. What's it about?
It's
Ishmael,
really
as in the guy from Moby Dick.
I'm reading Moby Dick right now.
From the Bible.
Oh.
No whales involved. Yeah, basically this guy is looking for some like self-help or like guidance, and then there's a flyer to talk to this like philosopher / I don't know, some very well-educated person. So he goes in to meet this person. Turns out it's a gorilla. So he just has these conversations with this gorilla, and every chapter is like a new topic, and they're just discussing life and the world and, you know, their place in the universe and nature and all that stuff. It was really, really good. I know there was a full-on like story and plot. I just can't remember it. But the gorilla thing is it has a major reason why Ishmael is a gorilla. So yeah, I would recommend that.
Hell yeah, I'm all in. I'm in on Ishmael. Have you read Moby Dick, Hussein?
No. Oh, Hussein, yeah.
Hussein's read it?
Yes. Yeah, it's a classic.
Dude, you're a beast. I'm working my way through it right now. It's slow, man. It's like some days I'll like get into bed and start reading it, and I have to like go back so many pages that I don't even get to where I was, because I'm like, what the hell's happening right now? It's so dense. But
is it interesting actually?
It is.
I should say that I read a condensed version.
Okay. You read the like the Wikipedia simple English version or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Not the wiki one. There was like there was a collection of all the classics that were shortened versions that were like maybe like, I don't know, 300 pages long each at most.
Yeah, you could definitely cut like 500 pages from this book.
Yeah,
There's like
yeah,
50
yeah,
pages where he's just like talking about the different types of whales.
Mhm.
He's like, I hold on the fact that whales are fish. And I'm like, okay, this was written in like 1860.
Mhm.
It's good.
Mhm.
But it's super good. It's actually like kind of funny, which I was surprised about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
Mash,
jokes.
so Moby Dick is about this dude, Captain Ahab, who is hunting his white whale, whose name is Moby Dick, right, George?
Yeah,
The whale's name is Moby Dick, yeah, and it's
you got
about him trying to hunt this whale throughout the book, and then Ishmael becomes his first mate, but he's someone who they found stranded in the ocean, right, George? I don't remember the details. Of
I
how
don't think
met
they
up.
find Ishmael stranded in the ocean. I think Ishmael joins from a town, as I remember, but maybe some stuff happens later. I'm like,
Okay.
I'm a third of the way in.
And the story is told from Ishmael's perspective about him and his relationship with the captain and the crew and his experiences on that ship.
I'll be
Right,
very
George?
honest, like like every time you guys say the word dick, that's all that's in my head afterwards.
Sick. Yeah.
You know where your head's at.
Yeah, I'm a very thirsty individual. What was I gonna say? The Moby Dick, talking about all these like classics. Have you guys read Dracula?
No.
It's really good. Well,
I mean,
it's hard to get through because of the language, but it's really good.
It's set in the town I grew up in. So there's like this scene where he like climbs up, I think it's like 199 steps, and he like is being chased by the villagers. That was like literally the town where I went to school. And it's like a town of like, I don't know, 1,000 people or something like that. And you could run up and down the 199 steps. And it was like, that's the sick thing about Europe, man. It's like everywhere you go, there's so much history. Like I feel like in Canada, it's like everything that's built was built pretty recently in the last 200 years. Whereas in Europe, you're like walking around, you're like, man, like Romans were like walking down this street. Well, it's like thousands, man. It's like goes so far back. You're like, oh, this is like a Roman, like, you know, like tavern that was like converted into a church that was, it's like you can like see the history. It's like, it's kind of awesome. It makes Europe a bit more interesting too.
Yeah.
And all the roads like curve because it's like, you literally like, it's not like it was built on a grid. It was like, oh, this guy had a farm here and he wanted to go to like, I don't know, the pub over here. So he built like a curved road that went around this hill. So there all the cities are like weird and curved like that. It's like,
wow, that makes me want to go to Europe so bad. I've only ever been to the UK. Like I grew up in the UK for a little bit, but I've never been like to other places. I want to do a backpacking trip or something.
Dude, post Oise.
Yeah, I got to do it. I got to do a bit of a train trip throughout Eastern Europe with my friends. I was studying in the UK for a couple of years, and me and my friends, we hopped on a train. I think it was like 25 or 28 days. You can hop on and hop off the Eurorail and just go throughout the different countries that the Eurorail goes through for however many days.
So freaking sick.
Yeah.
So what did you guys? What did you guys do between like undergrad and Oise? How many years did you have, and like what were you up to?
Yeah, good question. Mash, you want to go first? You finished your undergrad and came straight, right?
Wait, so your question is, what was I doing between undergrad and Oise?
Yeah, did you take time off in between?
No,
or did you come straight from? True.
I graduated from my bachelor's and I jumped straight into Oise. So that's why when we were like going around the first week or so and everyone was like asking for age, every time I would say like, oh, I'm only 20, 21, 22, and everyone would be like, what? Like, like, so.
Yeah. I thought I was going to be like the old man when we started the program. It's sick that it's like, I feel like I'm probably about down the middle.
Range. Yeah. There's a wide range, right?
Yeah,
how old are you, George? You're like 20.
I'm 28. Yeah, 28 turning 29. So yeah.
Nice.
Dude.
Nice.
I'm like planning for my 30th now. My buddy just had like a fucking gangbusters 30th. We like,
yo, tell me about Mexico.
Dude, it was insane. It was insane.
Tell me some of the cool things you did there.
Oh, I don't know, man. It's just like, I was saying to my friend, it's like, I can't remember the last time I got like wasted like 8 nights in a row. It's just like, it was like a big squad too. There were like 14 of us that went down. So like, yeah, it was sick, but it was like good vibes. It's like so rare to get a group that big and everyone's like solid vibes, but there were like people leaving and then people coming back. So yeah, so it's just
how many people threw up? Wait, don't tell me. I'm gonna let me guess. Let me give Mash an over under number. I'm gonna say sick. Out of the 14 guys, 5 people vomited at some point.
That's a pretty good guess. Yeah, Mash, you go
Why is
over or
this
under?
Over or the under? I'm sorry?
Why is this important to you? How many people threw up?
I think it's good. It's good information. It's good trivia.
Okay.
Yeah.
See who can handle their liquor and whatnot.
Okay,
See how
I'm going ones I know
rally,
of.
You know?
Ones I know of. Yeah.
Wait, George, did you throw up?
I did not throw up. No.
Awesome.
Stop.
Awesome. So how many people would you say?
Mash, you going over or under 5? Over or under 5?
I would say over 5. If you're gonna get wasted for 8 days straight,
I'm going 4 that I know of.
Yeah.
I'll give you the diarrhea number though. How many people?
As he's taking a sip of his tea.
Sorry, dude. Yeah. That one's.
You mentioned this. You did mention this.
Yeah, dude. That one. I'll just. If we were going, what's the thing we do in math class? Like the probability. It's just a straight 1. I think every single person got fucked up by that. But yeah. So there you go. If you want a TMI on your podcast, there's TMI for you.
There is no TMI.
There's no TMI.
It's all good. It's all good info.
Yeah,
so Hussein, what did you do? What did you do between your undergrad and your...
I finished my undergrad in 2013. I was doing my undergrad. I did 5 years there an extra year. And then 2013 to 2014, I was working odd jobs in the mall and stuff. And then I went to the UK in September of 2014 to do my master's at the University College in London. My master's in Islamic studies.
Oh, nice. That's so cool.
Yeah. And then I was teaching religious education. It was kind of like Saturday school. I was getting paid to teach Muslim kids Saturday school, basically. You know,
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, for a bunch of years. And then I decided maybe I should look at opportunities of teaching outside of just my community. You know, hence I'm in this program doing my master's and looking for a teaching degree and hopefully trying to connect with more students than just some specific
so
ones.
Cool. Hell yeah, dude. That's freaking awesome.
I think I'm one of the older people in our cohort. I'm 33.
You're 33, dude. You wear it well. Nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's such a you already have a master's degree. You're well educated. It's very respectable. Yeah, good for you.
But at the same time, anytime my phone is at 69%, I can't help but giggle. You know.
As you should.
Yeah. Stay young, man. I
wouldn't be friends with you if you didn't giggle at the word 69.
Right.
George, what were you up to between your bachelor's and always?
Yeah, I was doing the music thing. So I basically was working as a professional musician. I got pretty lucky. I got a lot of cool opportunities. So I was doing some touring. I did a couple of tours around Canada. I went to the US, did some playing down there, went to Europe, got to fly around a bit. A lot of playing in the city too. Was playing, 3-4 nights a week with a couple of different bands, and playing weddings and stuff too. So basically that was my goal coming out of Humber. Cause so I went to music school, right? And it's it's so fucking competitive. It's pretty crazy. I won't get too far into it, but they rank you on your first day. And there's this list on the wall, in the main public area with it's the ensembles, but they're all ranked according to how good they are, how prestigious each ensemble is. And it has your names on it. So basically there's a ranking on the wall of here's the best bass player, here's the second best bass player, here's the third best, all the way down to the very worst. Dude, so it's pretty cutthroat. And the social elements end up being really weird because everyone's basically if you're one of the top people, which I ended up by my 4th year, it's everyone wants to be friends with you, and then if you're one of the bottom people, it's no one wants to talk.
No one gives a shit. Yeah.
And then the kind of root of that is on the first day we were in this class and the teacher says, yeah, so 90% of you in this room are not going to make it as musicians. And it was just this holy shit moment where it's it's true because the industry's so fucked, but basically you basically get your singular goal is you want to make it as a professional musician. You don't want to be one of the 90% that flakes out. You want to be one of the 10% that makes it. So all through music school, I was just working my ass. I was practicing 8-10 hours a day. And then post music school, you're networking, you're trying to meet people, you're trying to get gigs. So for however many years that was, I graduated in 2015 through to the pandemic. So for 6 years or whatever, I was making it as a professional musician. So that was my goal. I just wanted to play music full time. I didn't want to teach. I didn't want to do anything like that. I just wanted to play music and make that my living. And I was lucky I was able to do that. And then COVID hit, and it was kind of like all of that obviously went away like instantly. Like it was so funny. I was playing a gig. You would remember what night that was, Hussein, the night that the basketball all got canceled. You know, the night when they like called all the NBA games.
Yes. It was March 14th. It was Friday, March 14th.
Perfect. Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah.
And the reason that I remember this is because my friend and I were supposed to go to a Raptors game on the Sunday on March 16th. I had come home from March break, and it was against the Golden State Warriors. It was going to be a rematch of the finals because we had just beaten Golden State the previous year in the championship. So we were going to go Sunday, and 2 days before, everything gets shut down.
Yeah.
Friday, March 14th.
So it's Friday, March 14th. I'm in a bar, like playing a gig with a couple of my friends, one of my roommates now, actually. And we're playing, and I just feel my phone just start like buzzing in my pocket. And like between songs, I can hear like next to me, the drummer, Lewis, I can hear just like buzz, buzz, buzz. And it's just like his phone just keeps buzzing. We're like playing the show, so we're not like really too concerned about it. Then like we finish the set, we go on set break. And I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on? And I pull out my phone, and it's like the next like 4 months of gigs have all been canceled. It's like I've lost like $12,000 worth of work in like that half an hour we were playing. It was like so crazy. It was just like bam, 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 bam. Like everything just like disappeared. So anyway, so we then like went, I just had to like regroup a little bit and figure out what I wanted to do. And I kind of had already been feeling like I wanted to do something like a little bit more like meaningful. Like I felt like the music was like really good for me. Like I really liked it, but I felt like I wasn't necessarily like giving that much back. And I also felt like there's so many good bass players. So it's like, if I stopped playing bass, there would be someone else just as good who would come and like play. Whereas like in teaching, I feel like there are a lot of teachers who like aren't that good. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
But like, I feel like that's something where if you actually are passionate about it and you actually care and you're actually like, you know, want to be really good at it, you can replace someone who maybe isn't that good. And that's actually like a very meaningful thing to do. Yeah. So I kind of made that pivot. Yeah.
I'm very proud of you, George. That's like so much like.
Proud of you, Mash.
No, but let me finish, bro.
Okay,
like,
sorry. But...
so much self-realization and like, but also the fact that you did so much work to make it as a musician is like just the dedication and the mental strife that you had to go through. Like, it's fucking amazing, dude. Like,
it's cool, man, because I think I'm like grateful that I had the opportunity to do that, and I'm grateful I had the free time to do that and stuff. And also because like I think once you get really good at one thing, you can like apply that same like methodology to get good at something else. Like during COVID, there wasn't any music, so I was just like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna start running. And then just started like getting really serious about running, and just ran a marathon, then ran another one, qualified for Boston. So it's like, I think it's really cool, even if the thing you are like working really hard at isn't the thing that you're gonna end up doing. There's still a lot of value in just like applying yourself fully at something, which is why like when kids are interested in something, just fucking push them and be like, yeah, dude, like make Legos, become like the best Lego maker in the world. Even if they don't end up doing that, they're learning like skills within that are gonna like help them for the rest of their life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. George, do you still get to play and or perform?
Totally, yeah. I basically cut a lot of the stuff that wasn't paying that well, because I was basically like, if I'm going to do something, it's got to make sense. So I play with one band. It's called Lady Be Good. We play at the Ripley's Aquarium every month, and we play a lot of like weddings and corporate events. Like tomorrow, we're playing a wedding out in, I should look up where it is, but we just do like kind of high end weddings and stuff. Actually, dude, I have like a wild story. I got really into rock climbing at the end of last year. I was like going like every day, and after the first time I went, I like the next day we had this like 5-hour gig at this club, and I get there and turns out the singer was sick, her sub was sick, and the sub for her sub was sick. So we have no singer. It's me and a keyboardist. It's a keyboardist I've never played with before. And we like roll up to this venue. It's like, okay, I'm playing a 5-hour instrumental gig with someone I've never played with before. And then I go to like pick up my bass, and I can't even like fucking get a sound out of it. My hand is just like a claw from like this rock climbing. It's so sore. So I'm like, oh God, just gotta like pull and try and like just muscle this gig out. So it's like this 5-hour gig, and the club is so nice. It turned out the night before Drake had it booked out, and he'd been like doing an event there. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. So all the people were like, oh yeah, I was running out yesterday. I was getting like pomegranates for Drake, and like it's gorgeous, man. It's like this private club called Clio, and they're paying like, you know, probably like $100,000 or something to host this event there. It was like, it was the Christmas party for TD. So like TD Canada was having like their Christmas party, and I'm just there like just trying to like pull notes out of this instrument. Anyway, but yeah, so short answer, yes, I do gigs. I don't play as much as I used to. Like it used to be like 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week, be dragging my bass around. I think I'm just getting a little old for that. So I'm a bit more selective now, but yeah, still playing. And the guys I play with, we've been playing together like 10 years. So it's like they're good friends, and it's sick.
Awesome.
Jeez.
You said once a month at Ripley's?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's like the second Friday of every month we play. And then that's like our public gig, and then we do like a ton of like corporate and like gigs within that.
Oh.
So Hussein, we were doing second Friday in February, right?
Cohort outing.
Yeah, if you guys want to come, hit me up. I can get you tickets. Like I can definitely hook up. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It's like jazz night. It's sick. So they do like, they have like, you can buy wine and stuff. It's like you walk around the aquarium, and it's yeah, it's super good vibes. They like pump the music through the whole aquarium too.
Sick.
Dude, we were there one month, someone fell in. It was fucked. It was like this lady. Yeah, it wasn't actually jazz night. It was like this corporate event for some like credit card company, but we're like playing, and I'm just like into the music, just got my eyes closed. And there was this like, have you guys been to the aquarium?
Yeah.
So you know on like the bottom floor near the cafeteria, they used to have that big tank with like the little like rock fish. There was like the tank where you could go and like pet the fish. So like she's just sitting on the edge of that. I'm just playing, looking down, and I just hear this splash, and I look up, and there's this woman in like, she's like in a soaked dress, just like getting out of the water. It was pretty sick.
That was her fault, man. You're not supposed to sit on the.
Oh, dude, 100%. And also it was like, it was her company Christmas party, and she was wasted. So like, you know, if you ever feel embarrassed, just remember you didn't fall into the fish tank at your company.
But dude, those stingrays are so cute. They love getting pets.
I know. They took them away though. I don't know where they are now. They don't have that.
No, they're still there.
No. I was there last month. They don't have that like area there. Oh, the stingrays upstairs. There's the stingrays upstairs in the kind of like big tank. I'm talking about down on the lower floor where the cafeteria is.
Okay. I know that they removed the shrimp exhibit where you get to put your hand in the shrimp tank and the shrimp come and clean your fingers and stuff.
Oh, I never did that. That's crazy. Yeah.
Cool.
It was really nice. It was they tickled. The shrimp were like big, so they would like get on your hand and they would start like eating dirt off of
crazy.
Yeah.
Were people coming in like too dirty?
Well, I don't know. I put my hand in there and the shrimps didn't want to come to me, and I was like, I guess I'm clean. Like,
yeah, exactly. Nothing to get. Yeah, that's crazy.
I love the sharks though. Like the sharks are my favorite part. Like I love them sharks, bro.
Dude, did you hear about the guy who jumped into the shark tank?
No. Why?
So
what happened?
I was so pissed. This was like this was a month we weren't there. So we used to alternate where it'd be us and then another band, then us and another band. This was a month we weren't there. But this dude apparently like just on jazz night took off all his clothes, fully naked, like dove into the shark tank, swam like to the end and swam back, then jumped out and got away. And then and I was like, who is this freaking guy? He was like wanted for something, but they like didn't find him. And then my buddy Adam, whose 30th it was, he's like, he was back in town and he's like, oh yeah, we were at like the strip club in Waterloo, and this guy keeps coming up to us and he's like, hey, do you know who I am? And he's like, no. And the guy's like, I'm Shark Tank Dave. he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm the dude that jumped into the Shark Tank at Ripley's. And at first they go like, oh, that's like pretty sick. And they like buy him a drink and they're like, oh, that's dope. And he's like showing them the news story and everything. And then like Shark Tank Dave just like won't leave them alone. He's like, yo, what are we doing? Are we hanging later? And they're like, oh, we gotta go this way. And then he's like got an Uber and like peaced out. Shark Tank Dave turns out wasn't as cool a guy as it seems.
Bro, Ripley sounds insane. Like shit goes down there.
To be honest, I'm cherry picking. Like mostly it's a lot of kids screaming and yeah. There are two good things that happen.
Adult aquarium sounds great. Sorry, Hussein. Yeah, go for it.
I'm just gonna give you all a heads up. We have a little bit over 8 minutes left.
Oh, nice. That's sick. So you have like an enforced countdown. Okay, let's get to the real
shit. Yeah.
So we're done our
Zoom account 40 minutes. Stop out at 40 minutes.
That's perfect. It keeps you real. It keeps you focused.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Reminder that we're poor. Yeah.
And we could easily blabber on for hours and hours, you know.
All the pro podcasts don't pay for Zoom. They all keep it 40 minutes.
You know it.
Sick.
So yeah, in our last couple of minutes, something that's been on my mind over the last couple of days is this notion of identity, and we talked a little bit about each other, about some of the things that we did. Um, when we did that first class with Dr. Campbell on Tuesday, I think it was Dr. Blanche or Dr. Blanchet, she got us to write a little bit, right? About whatever's in your mind, she said. And this is what I wrote about. I wrote a little bit about identity and what constitutes identity and what do we share about our identity, and I want to hear a little bit from you. Like if somebody asks, tell me about yourself, what kinds of things are you sharing? Are you sharing like family and friends, experiences, beliefs, likes and dislikes, religion, or is it something else or some kind of combination of these things?
Yeah. I think that's a super interesting question. I mean, like, for me, it always changes, right? Because I feel like your life is just like this like massive thing that's like too hard to even look at. And like you need like almost like a filter to look at it through. And I think the point at which you asked me that question, I'm going to put a very different filter on it and look at it a very different way. Like if you asked me any time from like 2015 to 2020, I would just be telling you about music stuff. You know what I mean? I'd just be like, oh, my identity is I've played gigs with this person and, I studied with this person and, I'm going to be on tour with this person. It would be very much like, because that's what I was trying to like craft. And then if you asked me during COVID, it was like actually kind of crazy because all of that was like taken away. And then you have to be like, wait, who the fuck am I if I'm not like a professional musician or whatever? So I think it changes a lot, man. I think like lately I've been thinking a lot about like childhood and family and stuff. It's just some stuff's been coming up there and kind of connecting back to that earlier side that I like wouldn't have necessarily thought of at all like 5 years ago. So I think it's always pretty different. I don't know. It's a really good question.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Mash, what do you think?
Think about, you want like what George said?
If somebody asks, tell me about yourself, what do you share first? Or what do you think?
Your notebook had everything that
was that's the full biography.
Yeah, I'm not a very complicated person. Like, I think, like, obviously, like if you sat me down and like dug through all my shit, like a lot of stuff would come out. But I think I'm just someone who's passionate about I think I'm someone who's passionate about making a difference in a child's life the way that I never had someone do for me, especially when it comes to like young girls growing up in a world full of men. Like I think that's something I'm drawn to.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Awesome, we're proud of you.
Yeah, man, that's so cool. How about you, Hussein? What'd you write?
Questions. My writing piece was just questions about identity, not specifically about my identity or what I like to share. But I'm really appreciative of Dr. Burford's class because we get to learn about our classmates in a way that I don't think we would be able to in 2 years unless we had this opportunity to share our stories.
No, it's been kind of heavy, man. Some of them have been so cool, and it's like it's cool that she's willing to just like kind of like put her class aside to like open up that space to do that. And it's like, and it's not only in this class. I feel like in general in life, you don't get that like opportunity to learn about someone in that kind of vulnerable way. And I feel like it's like a snowball. Like the more one person shares, then the more the next person feels comfortable sharing, then the more the next person feels comfortable sharing. I thought it's been really, really, really cool.
We all have our own struggles. We all have our own battles. And I think that's what makes us into the people, or some of what makes us into the people that we are.
Totally. Yeah. It's cool. And it's also been interesting, like the way different people filter that. For some people, their like story is actually like way more about their like background, like about their parents or about their grandparents. And some people, their story is about their own struggles and their own accomplishments. Some people, it's about their education. It's like interesting to like, just like you said, like when someone asks you about your identity, what do you say? That assignment is like a very clear like distillation of that,
Tangent. We talked about this a couple episodes ago. Our class, and I think as a result of sharing our stories, has become so close. And some people in this class, and like it seems like they've been friends for such a long time.
Totally,
are there people in our class that you feel that you've built a connection with, a strong connection with, a strong bond with?
Totally. I feel like there are
Yeah.
more people I feel like that about than people I don't feel like that about. And I feel like I know
That's awesome.
everyone's style and I know how people are going to like react to different situations. Like with you guys, like Mash, you just got that like I don't give a fuck energy, which is like so sick. I like love that. And then Hussein, you've got the like I give a fuck, but in like the nicest way. You know, it's like you're like looking after everyone. It's like it's sick. It's like opposite, but it's awesome. And it's just cool coming in every day and knowing like I don't know, just know everyone's like making an effort, you know, which is like really sweet. It would be like you could see it being such a toxic environment if it wasn't good vibes, just being stuck with the same group of like 20 people for 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, I appreciate it a lot.
That was definitely something I was scared of, like going in. I was like, I'm gonna be with these people for 2 years. What if I end up not liking them? But that wasn't the case with our cohort. And I think the fact that we're also doing something like this with a podcast where we're inviting people in one at a time to talk about themselves, like I just think it's gonna bring us even closer. And yeah, I'm just so happy that we got to be together like as a group, like specific people, you know.
Dude,
yeah,
we're
blessed. We're so blessed. We are so blessed.
Yeah, we're super lucky.
Team, we have 2 minutes left, and in our last 2 minutes, George, I would like you to give you 1 minute to tell us a little bit about this project that you shared with us in class a little while ago.
Oh, hell yeah.
Monster Voices. We had so much fun playing this, man. Take like 30 seconds and tell us a little bit about this, please.
Okay, here's my ad. Okay, so that's not what the box looks like anymore. Let me see if I can find the new box. The new box.
Okay.
We cut 3 inches off, baby. This is the final version.
Oh, a little bit more compact. Okay.
There you go, more compact. Fits in your pocket if you've got very, very big pockets.
That's what I'm walking around with in my back pocket. No phone.
I'm already ready. I'm always ready to pull it out, man. If you think I got a big caboose, it's actually I just got Monster Voice in my pocket. I don't know. Sick. You guys know how the game goes, but it was sick. It was fun to just see it. Yeah, look at that. That's a hot mess. Always check your hair before you get a photo taken. That's my lesson there. Yeah, it's like I don't know. It was fun to see a project all the way through. Like I've started like 1 million of these type of projects, but this is the first one I've like really seen all the way through and finished. So finished shit. It feels good.
Awesome.
That's what I'll say about it. Yeah.
Yo, George, thank you so much for being here, man.
Thank you guys. That was a pleasure. It's a lovely way to start my Friday.
JI162, much love.
Hey, who are we having next? George, tell us.
Oh yeah, George, who's next?
Would you have Pi? I feel like Pi,
Pi. Okay. Pi, we officially request for you to be our next guest on Bankers and Mash.
The glove has been dropped. Sick.
Yes.
Okay. Love you guys.
Love you guys.